Welcome to KIllco. Here we are once again with a Friday night drink stream. And I find it's always difficult to figure out a reason to drink a lot, a little. It's not exactly what I mean. What I mean is, as a content creator, you're supposed to figure out something interesting to talk about. It is weird. And as always, I am the type who's just like, I don't know. I have no idea. And we came up with something. I came up with something about 30 minutes ago. I was looking over my whiskey collection. I was thinking, well, I don't know what I should do. I have a lot of whiskey, but hey, wait a minute. I have this, and this, and this. Little tiny nip / sample bottles of things I've reviewed already. So what I want to do is I want to compare them, because I haven't done that yet. And these are three well-known brands. We have Evan Williams Black Label, Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, and Jack Daniels. All of these I have reviewed at some point in time. I could say I'm going to link the thing above, but I'll forget. So what I'm going to do is pour all these, which is a mistake, because I realize these are all like 2 ounces, 1.5 ounces at least. And I'm going to drink all these over the course of 2 hours. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting night, we'll say. Actually, I can't figure out how much is in this. It's telling me 43%. Where is it? Tell me how much is in here. That's a little disturbing. That doesn't just say. It just doesn't say. That's okay. I feel like it's 2 ounces, or at least 1.5. Either way, 3 pours of whiskey in one evening within 2 hours is tricksy. Oh my gosh, I forgot how annoying these are. This is the part where I usually edit it out, and I can't. So enjoy. Tiny, tiny little thing. I don't think I have big hands, but trying to open this is a pain. It feels like my watch is coming off. Good God, what is happening? Eventually, I'm just going to try to bite this one off. This one? That was fine. No problem with the Jim Beam. Now we're comparing which one's easiest to open. Oh. All right, this is going to be in the Drink More Bourbon glass. Jim Beam. Lovely. Yeah, it's your standard pour-ish. We're going to have 3 of these tonight. It's going to be a lot of fight. It's going to be fine. I am sober. I haven't really eaten much today. That's my main concern whenever I do one of these. It's like, hey, when was the last time you ate? Let me think about that. 5 hours ago. Oh, it wasn't 5 hours ago. It was 2 o'clock? 3 o'clock. Not too long ago. Fuzz is flying through the air. And then we have Jack Daniels, which is going in the Garrison Brothers glass. This is just for me, so I don't have to put a sticker on anything. This one's not so bad. Just the Evan Williams one would be a pain in the freaking butt. And this is basically just so I have. And of course, we're going to mix all these together at the end. That is standard. Whoa, things are happening. This is me not bothering to look at chat. Ooh, working late. Well, thank you for stopping by, Whiskey Samurai. Oh my gosh. I hope you get out of that soon. Uh-oh. You've been spotted. It's fine. Now we're going to go back to the Evan Williams. And if I can't open it, no big deal. I have a giant freaking bottle of Evan Williams Black. So we'll see how that works. Oh, I got it. That hurt. There you go. Enjoy your traffic. Drive safely. Do you hear that? Psycho neighbor next door. She likes to yell. For what reason, I don't know. And in the plain, empty, Glencairn, we have the Evan Williams Black. Lovely. I'm not even going to pretend to review these because, again, if you want to see my official review, I did one for each. And I was happy to look up on the YouTube that it was easy for me to look up my own account stuff. I typed in KIllco, Jim Beam, KIllco, Evan Williams, KIllco, Jack Daniels. I don't think I actually checked on Evan Williams. But either way, it should be easy enough to look up the reviews. If you want. I expect no one will want to. Son of a bitch. But this was almost a 300 subscriber celebration, except that changed. And I had a feeling it might. Welcome, Marshall. Welcome to the madness, to the Drinkstream, to the chaos. I keep thinking I have to call these something. I'm doing everything wrong when it comes to making YouTube stuff and streaming. I feel like. Maybe that's just me being overcritical. Probably is. But the main thing here is just for all of us to have a drink together because we all made it through one more week. Again, thankfully. Marshall, we are having 3 different whiskeys. Bottom shelf? Yeah. All well-known brands, we'll say. I don't want to call any of these bottom shelf. But we have Evan Williams Black, Jim Beam, white label. Oh, there's still some in there. Oh my gosh, there's still some in all of them. And then Jack Daniels at the end. And of course, I'm going to mix all these together at the end because that's fun. I don't know what the heck that's going to taste like, but I expect it's going to be amusing. And then actually after this stream, normally I'd go over to someone's stream, either Trev or I don't even know who's streaming at this day, this time. There's actually a lot of streamers, a lot of streaming going on this Friday night. I know if you're into the WoW, there's BlizzCon going on right now. So there's plenty to watch. But I hopefully am going to hang out with a friend of mine online and play a new upcoming game. It's like the beta stuff. It's actually something he's been working on because my friend works on creating PC games or games in general. It's like a mech game. I haven't really played much of it. It's a lot to take in. And they only do it for random times. Like I think it's tonight at 8 my time till like 11, something like that. Whatever. I will find out later. So that'll be interesting at least. But for now, we're going to go over the basics of all of these. Yes, I saw you were on late last night. I think. I didn't stop by because I was tired. I was well ready for sleep. And as I've said many times on my streams, I have mental problems. And sleeping is often interesting, we'll say. And last night was no different. I fell asleep around midnight. No, I didn't. I think I was stuck. I couldn't sleep. Why did I go to sleep? Did I mention I have memory problems? I went to sleep at some point last night, and then I woke up at like 5 or 6 in the morning, which is never fun. Cheech, welcome. Cheers. Pour a drink. Also, let me know what you're having if you're having anything. I know Co-op is not having anything right now because he's on the move. Don't drink and drive, folks. Bad idea. I get the distinct feeling all of these are going to come out with much the same notes. And as I said, I'm not doing anything fancy with these because I've reviewed them already. It would feel a little silly to review them again. Like Myers, cheers. I'm going to at least smell them. I want to see if there's any actual noticeable difference. So Evan Williams Black. Okay. Jim Beam. Unexpectedly smells kind of like apples. Wow. And a clean glass, which is one of those things that I often worry about when doing these. I've watched these recently. I think it was yesterday, day before. I only hope you can't hear the crazy like lady next door because she is obnoxious. Jack Daniels. Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot. Oh, that's fine. But Jack Daniels apparently has a banana note. I don't remember how or when or who said bananas for Jack Daniels, but ever since I heard it, I can't get it out of my head, and I smell it on every time I drink it or have it, which is rare. And I don't get it on their single barrels or higher proof stuff. No gig. Oh. That's always the way to do it. I mean, I was thinking about doing something on tonight's stream or Sunday stream or recently, going over what are your kind of refill / go-to stuff. I know that's been done before by other YouTube channels, but whatever. I'm curious. I'm just curious about the people who are on this YouTube channel and like this kind of content on what you like. Bondor, welcome. I didn't see you. Hello. This is one of those moments where it's like, there's a good thing there's not 100+ people in here because I would have a hard time keeping up with anything. I'm easily distracted by my own musings, as it were. But where was I? Oh yeah, Evan Williams Black. Why are you not showing up, Evan Williams? Hello. Hello. As far as my official thoughts, we'll say, on these, Evan Williams Black and Jim Beam smelled distinctly similar, and Jack Daniels stood out with its little banana note, aka Tennessee whiskey, aka whatever. Yeah, I mean, just one of those things where I get very caught up in the idea that I'm a YouTube content creator / whiskey person who's very likely doing everything absolutely incorrectly. And there are numerous other YouTube channels that have their shtick, their thing is how to get more subscribers and what you can do to get more subscribers. And it's so exhausting. If people want to subscribe, they will. And if people don't want to subscribe, they won't, as we've learned over the past week or so. We had 300 subscribers briefly. It was like 302, and then it dropped to 296. And I don't know why. I assume it was because the one, like, I don't want pity subs. I like it when people are interested and curious and they stick around. That's cool. But a lot of times on a lot of different streams, there are shout outs, which is great. And then people visit and they subscribe and it's like, yay, but they don't have to stick around. That's kind of the clutch. They could, they just don't. And that's fine. Again, there are, 100 something odd whiskey tube channels now. It's hard to keep track. It's hard to keep up. And my content is very niche, I think. Maybe. Because one of the key factors is most of the other whiskey tube channels have lots of whiskey, stable income. They don't have to worry about where they're living. And this is like their side gig. But for me, it's the only thing I'm kind of able to do sometimes. I've said that before, I think. Ouch. Yep. Those are my two go-to regular pours, as it were. And I have Evan Williams right here. I actually switch back and forth for some reason. I have no good reason to do it, but I will get Evan Williams one time and then I'll get Wild Turkey the next when I know for certain I prefer Wild Turkey 101 over Evan Williams. I don't know why exactly. It's just one's a little more towards my tastes. And I don't know what to do about that. I think it's just, bottom line, Evan Williams white label I can buy for $15. Wild Turkey 101 is $25. So that's $10 difference for, one proof more. But the taste is different. Wild Turkey 101 is just something. Wild Turkey products in general are something I lean heavily into. And I still haven't quite figured out why. I just love that stuff. Especially Rare Breed, which I haven't had in far too long. Again, oh gosh, I had got to do the thing. I apologize. Now I still have it Valentine. Ha! Edit. KIllco runs on your support. Literally. Oops. How do I put this? How do I put words and give me money? I don't like. There we go. Good enough. Scrolling. KIllco runs on your support. 100% true. I have no external income other than the disability money I get once a month, which goes to rent. And yet I have so much whiskey. You ask me, how do I have so much whiskey? And I say, credit cards are amazing and dangerous. I lost track where I was. There we go. One of the hardest things to do is keep track of chat while trying to look at the camera. Hello. One thing that made me a little jealous today was seeing It's Bourbon Night with their little video about that event they went to last year, and I just went, oh, if only. Last year was not the time to go to Kentucky or the time to be around anyone else other than immediate family for me. So, and it probably costs a lot to get to Kentucky. I don't even know how much. I've debated how much it would cost to go there numerous times. And as I said, I have no external income, so the only time I would is if my parents wanted to go there. And they usually want to go to Florida once a year or Vermont. Oh. Sure, Barndar, come back when you can. Yes, I was happy enough to see It's Bourbon Night's video and be like, oh my gosh, if only I could be there with so much bourbon. One of the horrible things I found lately is I'm leaning towards bourbons more and more. Not because I want to, or not because I dislike anything that I already have, but mostly it's cost. Cost of Scotch and Irish has gone up. Cost of bourbons remain kind of the same. So for someone who is financially, I have to pay close attention on what I'm doing with my finances. I have to buy the cheaper stuff almost every time. Oh no, Cheech, what have you done? What have you done, man? Sorry about that. That must have been very loud. I apologize. It was right next to the microphone. Ooh, Pokemon Go. I'll just distract myself with that. No, I won't. One of the things that's bothered me about PayPal on my phone, at least, is that it doesn't tell me anything. I don't know why. Because while I'm doing this, I especially want to know if anyone has donated. Oh, I hope that was the right login code, because I don't remember. It was. And now I'll tell you what it is. No, I won't. Oh, man. Cheech, thank you. There's even a note. Details. Read out loud to the class. No. Food or whiskey. I appreciate that. I did buy some food today at a local squeaky chair at a local restaurant. I don't really remember why, other than if you're on my Instagram, if you watch my Instagram in any way, shape, or form, it was a burger topped with chili and macaroni and cheese. So health food. And fries. Don't forget the fries. Amazing stuff. A lovely local place. And it's like, 10 minutes away, not even. And I'm curious how much it would cost me and how long it would take me to get Kentucky, because the idea in my brain as of just before 2019 ended was I was going to do a little more different content. Like it was going to be travel / whiskey stuff. I was going to use my camera to record stuff, but unfortunately I lost the cord for my camera to plug it into my computer. Uh-oh. Mother's here. Yes, locals, Ma. Hello, Ma. Spencer. Thanks for sticking around, or thanks for showing up. Anyone who shows up is appreciated. I'm so distracted. I need to drink the whiskey. Okay, everyone is black. Black. Whoa. Cheech, thank you once again. I'll probably buy a bottle of wild turkey now, actually, because I really want to have it around, but I haven't had the funds for it because, again, that's like $25 I don't have, but now I do. I want to say I'll go get it tomorrow, but Saturday at a liquor store, we'll see. Evan Williams' Black Label rating for the stars here, 2.5 out of 5. So not the favorites. Yes, Mom, that was one of my favorites. I almost got the meatloaf because apparently they have a thing going on, which I found out about like 12 to 8, 12 to 5, 12 to 5, maybe. But they have a special options for like $8. And, a meatloaf dinner for $8 sounded tempting, but I had my mind set for the burger. Rare breed, mother, rare breed. Overpriced around here, just so we're clear. If you can't find it for less than $50 around here, probably not worth it. All right, if you've never had Evan Williams, it's okay. Evan Williams Black, it's okay, but it's not my favorite. I think there's like a wood note or a really weird bitter kind of tanniny thing that I get from the black, which I can't really explain very well. I'll take a sip, but I know it's not my favorite. I still prefer the what I found out is I prefer the white label because of the higher proof and you don't get that much of that woody weird thing in it. But once I add, an ice cube or something to the higher proof stuff, I realized I didn't like it as much because that's just making it the black pretty much. Just lower the proof and it tastes kind of like the black label. I'm reading the nose profile, by the way. It's actually pretty sweet to me. I agree with one of the notes on here. It's got like a candy sweetness rather than a brown sugar thing. That's in here, supposedly. I'm looking at the community stuff as per usual. And as per usual, the link to this is down below if you want to look along with me. I'm not just making this stuff up, I promise. It would be funny if I was, because I'd be very good at looking at a different screen and pretending the words are there. So the nose profile, vanilla caramel, I don't have enough fingers. Vanilla caramel, musty, corn, toffee, jam, seriously? Pencils, pralines, candy, and brown sugar. Actually quite a bit more than a few of these whiskeys I've had where it's just like 3 or 4 things and it's caramel, brown sugar, vanilla, and wood or oak. Those are what I see a lot, and sometimes it's just like, well, you're not wrong, one of those. And again, this is the kind of thing I do when I'm making a video where I'm just smelling constantly and then realizing the camera's recording, you should probably say something. I get very lost in what I'm doing when I'm actually smelling stuff. And I become very quiet, which is not as good for live streams, but, we work with it. There will be a video someday where I just post it and it's just me smelling the whiskey the entire time, then taking a sip at the end and going, oh, so good, or glorious, or something. And no one will watch it, but I'll feel good about it. Oh, I'm getting to the point where I'm not finding as many notes here. But that's the community notes. Unfortunately, there's no official overview for it. And the average price paid for this is about $15. Which is strange because I can get the white label for $15. That's a higher proof. Whatever. I'll give it a tasty. Because I have 3 of these to get through and I'm already at like half an hour. What have I done? Yeah, the oak notes come out a lot more in this. Like a weird tanniny bitter thing to me. It's not bad. I mean, there's plenty of sugary notes and brown sugar notes and stuff. I felt the burn right there. Failed the burn. Flavor profile for this: toffee, caramel, oak, cinnamon, brown sugar. Yeah. Although for whatever reason, I get more of the wood flavoring rather than the sugary stuff. There's a hit, like an initial hit of sweetness and all the bourbon notes you'd think about, but it goes whoop and it's gone very quickly. And for whatever reason, the oak notes stand out to me. Don't understand why. Whoop. Yes, Bottled and Bond is some glorious stuff. I think there's a Bottled and Bond day coming up eventually. I have no idea when. Oh, and we have to raise a glass because reasons. Have to raise a glass. There was a reason. There was a reason. I had a reason. I got to remember what it is. Well, I know what it is. I know what one of them is. The other one I'm not quite sure of. So I'm double checking. That's important. I promise. The Day of Remembrance. I don't remember what that is. But the Day of Remembrance, let's check the internet because I'm forgetting exactly what that means. It might have to do with people who served. I got my keyboard. I have my microphone right here, and the keyboard's right under it. And I also have to double check to make sure this is correct. Friday, February 19th. Ah, yes. Oh, yes. This is a horrible day. I mean, it's a wonderful day, but it's a horrible day. The Day of Remembrance is because of the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. Yay. That was a messed up time. Almost as messed up as right now, to be clear. Oh, we've done so many horrible things over the course of our history. But that's what that's about. So everyone knows. Raise a glass to that because, man, that was messed up. There's still messed up things happening. But also, other than that horrible bit of remembering, good remembrance, but also, history and remembering and horrible things that happened. This was the day many years ago that I lost my grandma. Sad to think about. It feels like it just happened a little while ago, but it was in 2008. My grandma. And that was rough, if I remember correctly. So, to grandma. It feels like it was just yesterday. Well, it doesn't feel like it was yesterday, but sad memory. Raising the glass to her. God, 2008. Gosh, it seems like. I remember going to work, and that was awful. Whoa. Blah. Reading text. I have very few under 100 proof too. Like all of these, I didn't say the proof, but the highest is 43. Williams is 43. I'm going to assume Jim Beam and Jack Daniel are 40. Good God, this is tiny font. What the heck? How's anyone supposed to read this? I'm showing my age. Oh, this print is too small. I can't read it. Hello. What the heck? It has to say the amount on here somewhere. I think that's Casey at the bat, if anyone's wondering what the heck I'm thinking about. Oh, I love how people left after I talked about my grandma in the Day of Remembrance. They're like, screw that guy. He reminded me of horrible things we did. Or that happened in the past. It's okay. Live with it. I'm still confused as to how much is in here. We'll look it up. Jack Daniels should tell me. 40% for Jack Daniels, unsurprisingly. All right. On to the finish of the Evan Williams Black. And this one has some interesting finish notes. I don't get much on finish. Finish has never been something I'm very good at. But we have spicy, sweet diesel fumes, oak, pralines, caramel, cinnamon, nutty, honey, vanilla, and toffee. And yet this thing has a 2.5 out of 5 stars. That's strange. A bit peculiar. I'm going to try it and see if I can figure out if that's true. Not really. Not for me anyway. But again, I've never been good with finishes. Finishes are one of those strange things that I get, but I also, it's hard enough for me to figure out tastes and smells, trying to figure out what I taste after I've done tasting something. How did I? Good luck. I like the fact that there's diesel fumes in there. I don't get that, thankfully, but someone did. And of course, there's no official note, so I can't give you that. But again, Evan Williams will do the trick. I'm happy that it's 43%. It's not my favorite. That's why I usually get the bottled and bond version. But it's fine. I think it'd be fine. Like, it's really good for a mixer or a cocktail. I almost made a cocktail tonight. I almost made a old fashioned. I don't know what I would have put in it, but I have the ingredients now. I have the cherries, the sugar cube, the bitters. I don't have any oranges or anything like that. I think I have orange bitters, which I would use as well. But that's it. All right, on to Jim Beam. And again, I'm really waiting to get to the point where I just mix these together. That is the fun part. I came this close, that close, to picking out, let's see, I have a Dewar's White Label and a Jameson. And part of me was thinking, well, what would happen if I had an Evan Williams, a Jameson, and a Dewar's, and I had those three next to each other, and then I just mixed them all together. And my brain kind of went, oh, sounds very interesting and also terrible. Mixing a bourbon, a scotch, and a beer. No, a bourbon, a scotch, and an Irish. Could have been awful. But we'll figure that out some other time. I still have those two, but I'm technically out of a bourbon sample. Other than like good samples. I have plenty of good samples that I don't want to do that to. Angel's Envy. I miss having that around. I only have one bottle of that. That's good stuff. I like. Or at least I think I like, because I drank the whole damn thing. Elijah Craig, also good. Toasted Barrel was good after I had a sample. Double Oak. I haven't had too many Double Oak bourbons. I know they're out there, but I haven't had many of them. On to Jim Beam before I forget. Because there's one thing I'm good at doing, it's forgetting things. Like, what year is it? No, I'm kidding. That'd be horrible. That'd be very horrible. I have enough problems remembering to do things like eat, let alone forgetting what year it is. That'd be pretty bad. Although one of the funniest things that people who are not mentally ill are unaware of, when you see a video or a movie where they're asking questions to someone after they just woke up, or they're questioning their sanity, they do ask you about presidents. And unfortunately for me, I got back to about like 3 or 4, and I went, wait, I don't remember. I got to about Reagan, and then they asked me before him, and I just went, I wasn't alive, so I don't remember. Someone was president. Who? I don't know. Jim Beam original? Is that what I'm doing? Original? Original? Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Oh, we have an official overview, thankfully. I feel weird that I've reviewed this before, and I don't even remember doing it. There's a video, I promise. Did I? I don't remember when I did it, but it's fine. Bunnahabhain 12. Hang on. Hold, please. Creaky chair. This right here is a sample that was sent to me. Bunnahabhain Islay 12 year. Have I had it? No. Will I? Yes. And I feel bad because I know someone sent me this and I already forgot who. It's in the blue one. You know who you are. My brain is going, I know who it is. Hold on. And I don't even remember if I can say who it is. That's the other real sketchy part, is when people send you stuff, oftentimes you want to thank them, but sometimes it's not the real name. Sometimes it's, an online persona name. Sometimes they don't want to be, said anything about. It's always confusing. But thank you. I'm double checking my reviews here because I know it was someone recently. They might be here. That's the horrible thing. I remember who it is. And so many people have sent me stuff. That's the other problem. Is I have lost track. It's madness. Oh, talking about Stag Jr. Don't do that. I really do have the song stuck in my head. It's driving me bonkers. So Bunnahabhain 12 is on the list of things I will try soon. I don't know when. Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. There we go. Abbreviations are hard to figure out. I've had the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, and it was pretty good. But I think I like Elijah Craig. I might have to buy a bottle of that too, because I've had it. I don't remember if I liked it. I assume I did because the bottle was long gone. And I know Elijah Craig Barrel Proof is really the stuff to look for, but that's the expensive stuff. So, ha ha ha. On to Jim Beam, because I have to focus on the whiskey at the first part of this, and then we can relax for the second part. I'm freaking myself out because I'm starting to smell banana and other things, and I don't want that to happen. We don't want that. If anyone's wondering, I don't particularly like bananas. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with the texture, but I'm not sure. Because every time I've tried to eat bananas, and I have, it's not fun. I can have bananas in like a banana strawberry smoothie, something like that, but just regular bananas, not my favorite. Also because you have to peel them and you get those little like things, little things. I don't know what they're called. But you have to pull those off too. Oh, bananas are complicated. Oh, I didn't reach my mouth out. It's an Isla, right? I mean, my Bunnahabhain 12 sample says Isla on it, so I'm assuming it is. And if that was your very first scotch, that can be an interesting experience. If you're not sure what you're going into, especially with Isla, that's one of those things where it's like, okay, well. Again, I started off with Laphroaig officially, so at least once, that was the thing that kind of brought me into the whiskey world, so to speak. It's not my favorite. It's okay. It's good. It's interesting. It's peaty as all hell, but it's not something I default to. I kind of went with like Laphroaig, and then I went into like Johnny Walker Black, explored the worlds of scotches a little. Unfortunately, got a few that I didn't like. Talmore, Macallan 12. But I tend to like lightly peated stuff, like Highland 12, Highland Park 12. This doesn't count as scotch, but Connemara, that's pretty good. I have some over there. It's not going to last much longer. And I found I was defaulting to blends, sort of. Highland stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Highlands, Lowlands, whatever. But the Isla stuff can be pretty intense. And I can't drink it. I can't drink it at the pace I want to, and it's not easy to ignore, or at least sip on casually. I think that's something I would have with a meal. And I've done that. With what? Oban 14? I think. I feel like it's Oban 14, but you have that with a steak. Glorious. Glorious. On to the Jim Beam, because again, my brain is so distractible. This is one that does not have a lot of notes, and the ones that are here are exactly what you expect. So for this, on the app, again, link below, vanilla, sweet, caramel, corn, oak. Whoa. Yep. I'm wondering if I'm actually getting a nutty note off this. That's one of the hardest ones I've been able to, for me, that's one of the harder ones to figure out, is nutty. And I swear there was kind of like a peanut thing in there, which I didn't expect. It's not here on the nose profile. On the taste profile, that's where I should look at. That was the nose profile before. Flavor profile. vanilla, spicy oak, corn, sweet caramel, basic, everything you hear about bourbons, it's these. I don't feel like this is very spicy. It doesn't do the little tongue tingle dance that I'm so used to with some of these. Oogie. It's good stuff. I'm trying to think about what kind of scotches I would recommend now that we're talking about that briefly. It's tough. You kind of want to recommend something from each area, which may not work for some people. But I know I like Open 14. That's something I really like to go get, like at a restaurant, even though it's ridiculously expensive for a pour. The bottle price is pretty high too, even higher now. I've never tried Longmorn, and unfortunately, Daniel from Whiskey Vault, I should say, has gotten me very curious about that. Never had it. Hear good things. I have a couple samples over my shoulder from the Aquavite channel, which I haven't tried yet. May do videos about those because they're very rare, or at least hard for me to get. Stuff I've never tried. Yes, different regions for different flavors. But there are things I can recommend right off the bat for just, try any of these and it'll be amazing. And that's Compass Box, but I have not found Compass Box in my area for whatever reason. The only reason I've tried Compass Box is thanks to the Mash Bill, or Stanley Wagner Jr., because he sent me some over the course of December. And I got to try 3 different versions of a Compass Box products, and all 3 were lovely. There was like Peat Monster, Spice Tree, and Minimina. Peat Monster, Spice Tree. Damn it. What's the third one? I remember I liked the third one as well, but I'm blanking out on what the heck it is. Happy Friday, Roop. The Roop. The Roop, the Roop, the Roop, the Roop, the Roop. Why did that come into my head? Dating myself a little. Sorry, brain goes to strange places. Let's see about my videos here. James, welcome. Welcome to the show. We're having whiskeys. We're going to do stuff. We are doing stuff. I'm also getting distracted because I'm actually looking at my videos, trying to remember what the heck the third Compass Box I had was, because it's going to drive me a little nuts if I don't figure it out. Spice Tree. I think I said that. Spice Tree, Peat Monster. Blech. Oh, wait. The Story of the Spaniard. That one was really good. I enjoyed that. No wonder I couldn't remember it. But yes, those 3. Compass Box stuff in general are things that I'm just kind of like, oh, hi, hello. Oh. But again, I've only had 3 of them, but they were all very different. Like each one was very different from the other one. So that's why I usually say, go give it a shot if you can find it. Again, everyone has their own experience with whiskey. That's kind of the fun part about it. One of the things I want to enjoy again is being with other people sampling whiskey and everyone having their own little, brain thing going on, experiencing a product. One of the terrible things about sipping whiskey for me is I realized how few foods I've had in my lifetime. I've been very Americanized, we'll call it, when it comes to eating things. So there are lots of fruits and vegetables that I've never even tried that, if they're in a whiskey, I would have no idea. Kiwi is one that comes to mind. I don't think I've ever had an actual kiwi. I've had, fake kiwi drinks and stuff. What else? I don't remember if I've ever had a pear, which is something people should, people are going to be like, what? It just never happened. And pears are finicky from what I've heard. It's like they're not ripe for the longest time, and then they're ripe for about 5 minutes, and then they're rotten. So I hear. Again, never had one. Or at least don't remember having one. Okay, we're going to go into the Jim Beam stuff again because, again, sidetracked. And this is the official overview. It even gives a note for the color. Lighter, deeper golden. That's confusing. There we go. Looks like whiskey. Oh, wait. The official nose. And they give a little bit of a chit-chat here. The nose is quite sweet with gentle notes of vanilla and cut hay. Oh! A touch of fresh cornfields and a little cereal sweetness. Like the bluegrass fields of Kentucky. Okay. Never been to Kentucky, and I wouldn't know if the bluegrass fields smell a certain way, but I'm assuming they do. I like that they said hay, but they didn't say nuttiness on the taste. Well, actually, they might have said it on the taste. Let's find out. Official taste. The palate is of good body with notes of toasty oak and all the requisite notes of vanilla and cream anglaise. Anglaise. Creme anglaise. That's not English. A little spice and pepper with an acetone note. Uh-oh. Mike Myers, what have you done? Why are you all being so nice to me tonight? Stop it. No, don't stop, please. It's always nice to get some funds. Because again, this place literally runs on your support. Oops. So a text from my friend there. God damn it. Again, PayPal doesn't alert me. If you guys didn't tell me, I would have no idea what is going on. And I know me looking at my phone is super exciting. Oh, the official finish. The finish is of a toasty oak and resin with some sweetness. You know, Jim Beam isn't that bad. It's not my favorite. But I think I like it a little more than Evan Williams. Black, that is. Holy smokes. You're crazy. And thank you. Good God. Appreciate it. Yeah. That was confusing for a second. The money waiting for me was very different from what I saw. Like, oh, God. Oh, phew. Thank you. That'll go towards to food and or whiskey. Appreciate it. Again, I cannot thank people enough for sending money to this channel because that's the only way I'm able to buy whiskey sometimes. Oh. I was very tempted to try some Japanese whiskey tonight too. Again, I have the habit of waiting till like 30 minutes to half an hour, 30 minutes to half an hour, 45 minutes to 30 minutes before a stream to try to figure out what I'm going to do. And one of them was to have a lineup of Japanese whiskey because I have two. Hang on. Yeah, I have two and a third one, but I'm not about to open the third one yet because that one needs to be reviewed. And that one is the Nika single barrel thing. And I've heard good things and I've sampled it once. And I remember it was like $70 when I bought it 2 years ago now. I've been reluctant to open it and I really don't know why. But with Japanese whiskey getting in the news and things being about, they're going to actually get a standardization of what Japanese whiskey is. I've thought about it, but I know I think it was Eric Waite did a review of the Nika from the barrel recently. And I was like, well, as soon as I'm thinking about it, someone else did it. And he knows a lot more about whiskey than I do, to say the very least. But that's my thing. I choose to not know very much. And the learning experience is shared here. But again, as I've already forgotten what I said about most of the whiskeys we're going over tonight. So, memory issues. Hard to remember things for me. Repetition. Also, reasons to have lots of whiskey. And it's always a surprise because I get to try it for the second time. For the first time all over again. Yeah. Jim Beam is certainly a default bourbon. It doesn't blow me away. It's nice. It's not something I would sip on per se. And again, I think this is 40%. It is ABV 40%. So that's amazing. Yeah. I think for me personally, this is a personal thing because I like to share all my feelings and thoughts on the internet. I'm kidding. But knowledge and knowing things is a very quirky kind of thing, especially in this day and age because of the internet, where a lot of what is happening is, you can read a book, you can find information online, and then you just kind of rehash it in your own way, or at least in a certain way, online, making videos, doing blogs, doing the other thing that's popular nowadays, podcasts. It's a lot of information that's taken from one thing to another. And for me, having heard something or read something somewhere doesn't mean I know anything. It's something I found somewhere else that someone else did something, did the research or found the information from. So the way information is handled nowadays is very different. Because it used to be you'd have to write a book and you'd have to do a lot of research, and then someone would read your book and then they'd know the information that you researched. It's weird. Facts and information are very kind of wonky nowadays. So I don't like to say I know anything or that anything I say is factual. And especially with whiskey, it's all a personal experience. And really what I'm trying to do here is enjoy that experience, share it with others, and try to, coax people in to the idea of sipping whiskey and, trying to find out what you experience from it. Because that's the important part. What I experience is what I experience. And I want others to go into the whiskey world thinking, oh, you know what? I'll try it. I'll see if I like it or not. Sometimes people don't like it, but you're never going to find out unless you try it. And I know, especially with whiskey, you have to kind of give it a shot more than once and try different things, because it's very easy to get, put off by the alcohol right away. I know if you wanted to, you, the viewer, have the option of looking at the earliest videos I did where I'm literally sitting just drinking stuff and going like, tastes like whiskey. I've said that before. But over the years, I've gotten used to it. It's easy to drink. It helped me deal with my alcohol problems, believe it or not. I used to drink in excess when I was drinking beers, and I didn't drink much wine, but I drank wine occasionally. But mostly it was beer. I stopped doing that. It was beer, and it was also malt stuff. Like I used to drink twisted teas a lot, very sweet stuff. Twisted teas and what else? What else? Twisted tea was a big one, but also ciders. I have like an actual, you can't see this, but I have a display of empty bottles, which I know is super attractive. But it's all these beers I've tried over the years, a couple of bottles of stuff I drank completely. I have 2 empty bottles of Jaeger up there. I don't know why. There was a reason, I'm sure. A bottle of Jameson, old bottle of Jameson, empty. I have 3 different Jaeger bottles up there. What was I thinking? I was thinking I could drink a lot of it and get drunk. That's what I was thinking. Those were the days. Pretty much. And again, part of why I make the videos is so I can look back on it if I want to see what I thought back then. Pretty much. Yeah, I can learn one thing and forget something else, especially at the age I'm at. I don't feel like I can learn as easily as I used to. And to be clear, mental problems, have a hard time dealing with things as it is. And I realize now, looking back on my high school days and my early education, and even the idea of going to college, the reason things were so difficult for me back then was because I had a difficult time staying focused, and I didn't learn things the same way as other people, and it was very, very difficult for me to get through it. But I did graduate high school, at least. Mountain Dew. Yes, it was. I drank copious amounts of Mountain Dew back in the day. Beth Higgins, hello. And I've had tremendous amount of work done on my teeth, as my mother knows. So yeah, I had a thing for sweetness, and I feel like that's why I've kind of defaulted to bourbons these days, other than, as I mentioned earlier, the price. Bourbon costs less than Scotch and Irish whiskey right now, which sucks. But oh well. Such is life. Hopefully the prices of those will go down eventually, and we can all have more of that stuff. Although I still drink Mountain Dew from time to time, and I gotta say, not quite like I remember it. It's okay. I have a problem with fizzy drinks, it seems. I don't like it as much as I used to. Which is fine, because I don't want to drink much of that stuff anymore. It's not healthy. Not good for you. On to number 3. What time is it? Where am I? Okay, on to number 3, which is going to be Jack Daniels. The banana note, as I've been calling it. Thanks, Internet. That is one thing I can say about this, is I've learned that there is a banana note in Jack Daniels. I wish I'd never heard that, but I have. And I'm sorry that I've rehashed it. And here it is. I might have found it here. That's the other thing. I don't know if someone else said banana with Jack Daniels, or if I just happened to have read it here on the app I'm using. Here we go. Into the smell. Hi. Someone says smoky for this. For the community nose profile, we have vanilla, caramel, smoky, and banana, unsurprisingly. The banana is not prominent, but it's there. Mountain Dew mouth, huh? I'll look into it. I'll put that over here on the side, because I'll forget. Immediately, one of the things that comes up there is tooth decay. Yeah. Mountain Dew will do that. I was not great at brushing my teeth back then either, because guess what? Having ADHD and that kind of thing makes it hard to remember anything, including brushing your teeth. Much better at it now, but oh my gosh, back then I was terrible at it. There you go. Cherry cordial. Uh-oh, Beth knows about the Buddha. Beth knows about the Buddha. I definitely get banana off that. Oh, I don't like bananas. Flavor profile here. Vanilla, oak, sweet, banana, and caramel. Am I going to get caramel? Am I going to get banana on the taste? Ooh. Hey. There we go. Kinda. Not really. Surprisingly, it's a lot like the other ones. But there is that weird little banana note taste thing. All of it's fine. It's sweet. Vanilla, honestly, is what comes out the most in this for me. So it's like sweet vanilla and weird kind of banana background thing. It did dry out my tongue a little too, as far as finishes go. Speaking of, I don't know who's getting smoky. How do you get smoky out of Jack Daniels? To each his own. Smoky, oak, caramel, vanilla, spicy for the finish profile. Maybe they think smoky is like the drying feeling that I'm getting now, but not bad. They have a write-up for this, and they have an official overview. Yeah, artificial banana. You know what's terrible, Co-op, is that it's reminding me of when I did a stream and I had the, what was it, like something banana, 99 bananas. I get flashbacks. I don't like it. I don't like bananas. Oh. Glad to hear you liked it at least a little bit. Runts. Maybe. I don't remember the last time I had any runts. I also think of, do you remember Laffy Taffy or that kind of stuff? I can specifically think of having this weird, chewy taffy stuff that was banana flavored. And that's what I think of when I have this. That kind of artificial banana, like Co-op said. I'm going to read this in the horrible accent I have here. This one says 43%, though, which is not true. On this bottle, it says 40. Maybe it's a different percentage somewhere else, but here it's 40%. Sorry. And it's a Tennessee whiskey, which makes it slightly different. I'm going to read this in an old style voice? Southern gentleman? I don't know. The Colonel? I've heard many different varieties of what this sounds like to people. Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 is a world-famous whiskey that's been awarded 7 gold medals, including one collected by Jack Daniels himself at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis, when it was named the world's best whiskey. The secret of its international success is the unique taste that comes from the old-time charcoal mellowing process. Old Number 7 itself is a marriage of only Jack Daniel's barrels between the age of 4 and 6 years. Lovely. Glad to know that's about the age range I like with most of the bourbons I have. But again, I don't really keep track. But 46 years, huh? I wonder. There was an article I read, and again, this is something I randomly saw on the internet that was saying, don't overage your bourbons. Like once you get past 10 years with bourbons, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Gets a little oaky. But whatever. People want to pay more for expensive bourbon. That's their business. Now and laters. That's another one, yeah. Or I don't think I've had but I want to say this, but I actually don't remember what we're talking about. You said now and laters. I agree. I think I've had those before. Once upon a time. And then there are, what's the other thing? I'm thinking of Jolly Ranchers, but I'm pretty damn certain there's not Jolly Rancher flavored banana. But again, we're talking artificial banana flavor, so ugh. Oh. I probably do. I don't want one, though. Keep that in mind. I do not need more stuff. No, Carl, don't be paying attention to this if you're driving. Focus, man. Keep your eye on the road. We're going to go over the official notes for Jack Daniels before I forget. We're hitting the 1 hour mark, and that's where I usually start to get weird, which is good. So color of this Jack Daniels is medium amber, whatever that means. It looks like bourbon, or it looks like whiskey. The official nose, hints of toasted oak and vanilla. You could say that about any bourbon almost, and you'd be right, but also, and again, Tennessee whiskey. That's slightly different than bourbon, so I hear. Wow. Official taste, a pleasant mix of caramel, vanilla, and wood notes. How is this official? And the official finish, which is just as bad as everything else I've read here, pleasingly dry. There's a little dryness at the end. I will admit that. Edward Fulmer. Yes, welcome. I was listening to some wonderful metal music earlier today. Sort of. My memory is so bad. I remember I was listening to music, and I'm like, what was I listening to? Korn was in there, I think. Grief. Oh, yes. We have traffic around here, but I ignore it because it's near the city, and the city is about 30 minutes away. And I never go there, especially now. I used to go to the city every now and then if there was something going on that a friend was involved in. But other than that, I don't like going there. Trying to find parking is a pain. Oftentimes you have to pay for it. You have to walk around usually to get to places. It's busy. There are people everywhere. Crossing the street is dangerous. I mean, Yeah, there you go, Mom. Highway parking lot. Glorious stuff. Blech. I do not like the official overview of this Jack Daniels because it is very blasé / you could say this about any bourbon or whiskey from America out there, almost. I'll say any bourbon. That's frustrating to see as the official overview. You want a little more from the official. You want them to be like, oh, the details. Banana. They don't even say banana in there, you know? You see banana on the community notes. Yeesh. Ow, burning. That's okay. And it is dry at the end. The Who. I think I looked at that briefly. I don't remember what I thought, if I thought anything. Traffic is glorious. I'll go to California someday to experience the horrible traffic myself someday, but not yet. Not anytime soon. Let's just say. All right. We've hit the hour mark. We've gone over each one of these whiskeys. Again, these are all default kind of basic stuff you can get anywhere. Hopefully, if you want to try these yourself, that's part of this thing is pick these because most people can try them if they want. I have a feeling most people who are watching this channel, though, and watching this live stream at the moment, they've probably had these once or twice, and they already know they may not like them. I certainly wouldn't recommend any of these as to anyone who's, into bourbons and into whiskey. They've probably had them already. And these are very introductory. So I would say if you're curious about bourbons or whiskeys in general, certainly give these a try. But I have a feeling that most of these, they're not really for sipping. They're for using in something else or making a cocktail, really. But that's just my personal opinion. Again, this is stuff you can definitely start with at the very basics. There you go. Do it. I wish I could do that. I've only had, I think, one Elijah Craig. I know there's an Elijah Craig barrel pick or something like that nearby. I think I mentioned this before, and Co-op mentioned it. We've talked about this before, I feel. And I have to double check now because I'm not certain. Because the one great thing about living in my brain is you are always questioning yourself about everything. Elijah Craig. Looks like there's a Jack Daniel's single barrel nearby, but for $47, which, I don't have. I almost do because of the donations tonight. And again, thank you so much for the donations. They can be sent here. The fact that I've gotten any tonight is amazing because oftentimes nothing really happens. But as I said earlier, and as I have to repeat again, I have to say a couple things. Make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. I don't know if they'd like watching a stream playback, but you never know. And I forgot what I was talking about. Donations? Yeah, KIllco definitely runs on your support. 100%. Again, I don't have a job. So any money that is sent to me is used to build up this channel and do more. It's going to be a long time before I do anything different because we're working off a webcam. And I hear that you're supposed to get some fancy kind of camera to do stuff. I don't think I'm going to worry about that for a while. I'm content with doing stuff on a webcam and using my cell phone and occasionally using my actual camera once I find the dang cord, which has been missing for about far too long. I'll find it someday. But I feel like not anytime soon. Again, my apartment's kind of a mess. Has been for a while. Why is that song stuck in my head now? Thank you, Ma. I've heard they're nearby. The one me and Co-op were talking about was at Cappy's, which is, again, if you want to donate a bottle to the channel, get in touch with me. There's a liquor store nearby. They do online ordering. You can buy the bottle. I will pick it up. It's easy as that. If you want to do that, and if they have anything you think I may find interesting or want to try. And again, I hope that doesn't take off too much. But so far, I've had at least 3 or 4 bottle donations, and they've been amazing. And I drank them very quickly. One that's been going away real quick is this one. As you can see, I put a dent in it already. And what's really sad is this, which I only get a bottle of once a year. I think I bought this last week, and it's about $50 or $45, I think. And it's already almost halfway gone. Sad. Sad day. And this one was doing it as well. I've been putting a dent in this as well. Which I shouldn't, because I can't get one of these again easily. Ah. Yes. Single barrel nearby, but the one I see at Cappy's is $35, and me and Co-op were talking about it. And it sounds, he said something. Elijah Craig Bourbon K single barrel. And I think the K means just Cappy's pick, but I'm not sure. Again, I haven't really gone to Cappy's to look because I don't have the $45 or the $35 to spend on it. I kind of do now, so that's an option. I'm tempted just to buy Wild Turkey, but I could officially buy the Elijah Craig barrel single barrel now that I've been given donations. So that's a thought. It's a maybe. But before I get distracted in that, which is easy to do, and I'll try to remember to do that, maybe, let us do the dreadful thing that you should never do. You should definitely do this at home, is to mix stuff together. Now, these, again, are some of the very basic things you can get almost anywhere. We have Elijah Craig Black, Jim Beam, their regular bourbon, and Jack Daniel's Old Number 7. And we are going to find out what happens when you mix these three legendary, well-known whiskeys together. I think it just means has something to do with the store or when it was bottled or something. Ooh, I like the sound of that go up. And again, if you want to find out more about Elijah Craig stuff, you can always check Co-op Whiskey's channel because he has quite a few. Just a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8. I really don't know how many he has. Quite a few. Yes, thank you, Cheech. That's the whole thing. Is oftentimes, although I want to try a variety of whiskeys, there are plenty out there that are, to be clear, I shouldn't be buying any whiskeys, but once we get past the $25 range for me, bleh, that's usually when I get skittish, and it requires buying stuff that I can't afford usually. One in particular that I'm going to mention that I just, was talking about is this Jefferson's Oceans. That was like $80, way out of my price range, but I definitely got to try it. It's very nice, but honestly, for my tastes anyway, it is something that's a very simple pour, even though it's basically you're paying for the story and the fact that it's probably gone to more places across the globe than I have. So that's what you're paying for. And overall, it's a good bourbon, but for the price, it's like, whoa, you're paying for something else. You're paying for, again, the story and the fact that it's been in all these different places. But as far as anything fancy about it, at least that one specifically, I enjoy it. And I'm going to drink the whole damn thing real quick, which is the one thing that bothers me, is I have this very expensive bottle of bourbon and I just want to drink it all right now. Anyway, so distracted. Mixing these together, the Jack Daniel's, and again, this will also show you what the amount I'm drinking tonight is, and you should all be a little concerned. I know I am. So what is this? This is the Jim Beam mixing with Jack Daniel's. Hopefully it won't explode. Already, that's an obscene amount of whiskey in this glass. But wait, there's more. Also, make sure I keep chat. Ah, yes. Edward, you've been very busy about getting whiskeys. Yeah. I always feel bad about people who live overseas, or especially in, like Australia or New Zealand, where the prices of just getting bourbon in general are ridiculous. And I think the proofs are a little different in some places as well. I don't know why. But at least you get to try it. But again, there's some weird stuff with the tariffs and a bunch of things I don't understand. So, and now we are mixing the Evan Williams in with the rest. In we go. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. Okay. Did I mention that this is a lot of whiskey? Good God. Now, I've taken a few sips out of each of these, but you have these. Sorry. You have these 3 little things. Doesn't look like much at a glance. And then you put it in a Glencairn, and you realize you've made mistakes. And everything is not right. That's probably about 6 ounces, 5 ounces at least. Good God. And I don't even know if it tastes any good. We'll find out in a moment. I'll have a sip. I'm not getting drunk, Cheech. This will probably last me for the next, let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, the next 5 hours, easily. I will have nothing else, and it'll take me a very long time to drink. Yeah. Yeah. Well, first of all, you can get it through the mail, which is amazing. But again, the prices are probably jacked up just because of that. And I've heard, I know of the fact that in the States, there are places you can get whiskey delivered to you these days just because of what's going on all over the world. But in some states, they don't allow it. So there's that. It's only 4 ounces. Seems like so much more. But that's okay. That's only 4 drinks. But oddly enough, how do I get 4 ounces out of 3 of these? Again, I think there were 2 ounces each, but I don't know. I never measured. I never could find out. It probably told me there was like 50 milliliters or something in these, which doesn't help. And like I said, it doesn't tell me exactly how much is in here. I thought it should, but sure enough, don't. I reckon. Ooh, there's a little number on the back. Exciting. Anyway, I get to try and, well, I'm not going to nose this really, but it smells like whiskey. I can still get the banana note. God, that's annoying. All right, have a sip. Okay. Huh. Can't taste the banana note, thankfully. I can still smell it. I'm trying to figure out which of these is taken over. Funny enough, because the Jim Beam was so, I don't want to say this, but it's gonna make more sense if I do. The Jim Beam is pretty basic bourbon, so it wasn't anything that stood out. But with the Jack Daniels, it was the banana note, and with the Evan Williams, there was that weird oaky tannin thing that I seemed to get out of it. And mixing it together, I kind of got both of them were softened a little, so it's not as prominent. The finish is pretty dry though. Sorry, and the words. The Jim Beam kind of softened out the Evan Williams and the Jack Daniels, but I can still taste the Evan Williams and the Jack Daniels notes that kind of stuck out to me, which is kind of that, tannin oak bit of thing, and the Jack Daniels having that smell of banana. The taste of it is just meh for Jack Daniels. There's nothing crazy about it. Very sweet though. Well, there you go. So it's almost 2 ounces a pour, which is why it easily kind of equates to at least 4 ounces. And again, I took sips out of all 3 of these. So I probably got them all 3 down to like 1.5 each, something like that. Either way, it's a lot of whiskey. Let's not fool ourselves here. But as a dram, as a mix of weirdness, as a lot of whiskey in a glass, that's not healthy right there. And I like how it's in the drink more bourbon glass. It's just like, drink more, lots more. Fill the glass with whiskey. That's a mistake. Don't do that. It's not bad. I honestly feel like it's a bit of an improvement on all of them. So try it for yourself. If you ever want to get 3 of these, they're easy to get. try them all separately or mix them all together. I certainly seem to like them all mixed together a bit more than I did separately. Do I think tannins can be lemonade out? I certainly don't seem to find that kind of taste and that kind of weirdness in higher proof stuff, which might be why I seem to like higher proof stuff to begin with. But I don't know. Can it be blended out? You'd have to ask a master blender. But it probably can be, maybe. But that's just my personal feelings on it. You know, I like higher proofs. I don't get that kind of taste on higher proofs usually. But do I know? Of course not. I don't know anything. I only know what I've heard, is what I like to say. And that doesn't say much. But the only stuff I like to say I know, or at least I feel is a little more valid, is learning the sciences and actually trying to get educational stuff. But again, we're talking about stuff that's been taught or learned over the course of hundreds of years. And it's only what we know up to now. That's the important part. Is we only know what we know up to what we've learned now. And that's all of humanity. So, but as far as what's to come, we may never know. We might know tomorrow. Who knows? The fact that we got another robot on Mars is pretty astounding. And in my brain, I don't know how we did that, but apparently we did. And it's awesome. If you didn't know that, now you know. It's amazing stuff. Unreal. And mildly disturbing, because we now know the planet of Mars is host to only robots. At least we think it's only robots. We don't really know. There could be things living under the ground. Unlikely. But maybe. We don't know. Who knows? I know I don't. No one's actually ever been to Mars, so oh. I'm feeling it. I'm starting to feel the buzz right here in my head. Yeah. And again, that weird bitter note is softened, which I think the Jim Beam did. And the banana note that I smelled, it's not as prominent. So I would certainly say, if you have, as I was saying, if you have these three things, try and mix them together just to see what happens. I think it's pretty good. I don't want to say it's watered down, because it isn't. The mouthfeel is pretty decent, but one of the weird things I've experienced with whiskeys is when I have them at room temperature, like, you know, these have been sitting right there for a long time. And maybe it's just because I'm close to a really big window where it's a little chillier. But occasionally I'll have a whiskey and I'll sip it and it'll seem like it's cold, even though it isn't. It's just like room temperature. And that's happened to me a few times. And I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not sure what causes it. I don't know why. It's like I sip it. And again, the outer air is certainly warmer than my whole body temperature is. So I assume it's just that. That's one of those weird little quirks I get with whiskey occasionally. I don't get it with higher proofs usually. Those usually just seem more vibrant and spicier and just maybe I'm too distracted by the alcohol. We don't know. But they seem to be my jam. But one thing I learned from doing a stream a while ago, I don't even know how long ago that was. That could have been 3 months ago. That was probably last year. But is where I had a bunch of high proof stuff and I did heavy pours by accident because I'm so used to pouring like a dram. This is the default problem I have is I'll pour, 1.5 ounces ish. But I've quickly come to understand that if you're doing a Whiskey Tube live stream, you should not do that. You are not going to drink all of those easily because this happens, except it looks like so much less in the glasses. So you don't even realize what's happened to you before, and suddenly it's too late. I don't know how some other streamers do it, where they can have a decent pour and drink quite a bit of alcohol and stream without being like, "Hi, how are you? My name is." It's too much. Oh. No. I'm pretty sure they don't. Again, these are all 40% except for the 43. So as far as I can tell, mixing these together makes it around 43 at most. That'd be kind of fun if it did, but I don't think that's how it works. I don't know, but that's what I seem to understand from at least talking about whiskey enough, is I can't raise the proof on these other than what the highest proof was. But again, I'm not certain. That's my guess. 43% is the highest. Hell, I might have watered it down. We don't know. I could add ice to this. Oh, ooh. You know what's funny is now that I'm thinking about it, this large amount of whiskey would be great in an old fashioned. I might do that because it would add a little extra flavor, a little bit of sweetness, or a little more sweetness, I should say, and then I could drink it slower over ice, which might be a little safer to do, I think. But again, there's also the concern is that when you make a cocktail, they become a little easier to drink, and you also drink it a little faster, which can be dangerous, but we'll see. We'll see. Do I have another? Hold on. I don't think I do. No. I thought I had another tiny Evan Williams Black Label thing, but I don't. I just don't think I do. So walked away. What I am looking forward to, this is something I might do for the videos I put out. Again, I put out a video, or I try to put out a video every Wednesday. And because I am a small YouTube whiskey tube channel that runs off your support, as you can see, I've had to quickly learn that there is no way I'm going to buy a bottle every week. That's not something I can feasibly afford. But there are bottles over here I'm going to try, and there are some that have been donated to the channel. The most recent one being from my parents. We're looking forward to trying that. I might push that into next month simply because it's an Irish whiskey, and I have at least 2 of those I haven't opened. Oh, there we go. See, Roop knows things. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's all a lie. But yeah, I don't think there's a way to up the proof by mixing them together. That'd be very funny. That'd be a weird bit of a world if I mixed 40%, 40%, and 43%, and somehow you added them all up. And it was 120 proof. Or 120%. No, that'd be bad. And 50. Math, words are getting harder. But yeah, no, I don't think that's how it works. And 41% sounds about right because it was 40, 40, and 43. Math, numbers, weirdness, alcohol content. I don't understand, but it's fine. As far as having this, though, we have learned one thing, that even though these are, lower proofs, not exactly my favorites, they all taste kind of meh. They're all right, but not something I would sip on. They're pretty good mixed together. So we learned something. If you're not sure about all the alcohols you have, just mix the cheap stuff together, and I'm sure it'll turn out for the best. Sounds like horrible advice. And also, if you're wondering who Cindy Clavey is, that is my mother. She is here to support me and the channel. And just to see that there are actually other people here other than me, and that people are donating, which is crazy, but also freaking awesome. I always feel, how do I put this without stepping on my own tongue here? It's interesting to me that you have to do so much that requires you to do so much madness. Like getting to 1,000 subscribers feels so impossible to me, but maybe it's a possibility. And getting all that view time. And then once you do, people just start to throw money at your channel because it's easier. Like the PayPal thing works and it's amazing, and I appreciate any amount of money that's sent to me. But it's so funny that once you get that little cash button on the chat, people are very eager, or at least more willing, to give you money instantly, which I think is awesome. But again, a key here that I've thought about for other whiskey tube channels is you have to spend money to make money. I feel that's very true with whiskey tube, because you're buying, like other channels especially, are buying obscene amounts of alcohol. They have to have the places to put it. They have to have the money to buy it. That's important. And that's just not a thing for me, unfortunately. It's not something I can feasibly do, but I know I was talking about that. A couple of awesome things that I'm going to bring up that I'm going to have at some point, since I definitely can't do a bottle a week, even though there are a couple I haven't reviewed yet. We're talking about two that I'll mention. I have a Dewar's. Is that a Dewar's? What is this? Tullamore Dew. Couldn't even remember. We have a Tullamore Dew I haven't tried before. And if I have, I've forgotten. That's an unopened bottle. And I have the Nika from the barrel. Those are two that I'm eagerly awaiting to try. Don't know when I'm going to do that. But also, I have all these samples I got from ADHD Whiskey / The Likes, if you know who they are. They have an amazing whiskey collection, and I feel like I have to review these officially because I'm fairly certain some of them are a little bonkers. Some of them might just be basic stuff, and I have no idea. Like this one, Buffalo Trace, Kosher Rye Recipe Bourbon, 94 proof. I haven't looked this up. I have no idea if this is fancy, but I'm curious. I like Buffalo Trace stuff so far. Old Carter Barrel 99 Bourbon. Now, this is Julie's choice. Julie like. And this is 122.7 proof. I've heard good things about Old Carter, so I'm looking forward to that one. I have so freaking many of them. And this is all stuff I never exactly thought I was going to try. This one I feel like is a big one. Something called Cream of Kentucky, 13-year, 102 proof. Again, I haven't looked any of these up. I just feel like it's because of where they are from and the amount of whiskey they had and the type of collection he had that was there was ridiculous. And I don't want to just like drink these casually. We have another Old Carter. Old Carter Rye Batch. 5. I think that's 5 or an S. 115.5 proof. And again, these are all things that I never would have thought I could try, but here we are. A lot of Old Carter. I didn't realize that till now. Old Carter American Whiskey, Batch 1. 134.9 proof. Hello. So I'm looking forward to trying those, but I feel like I have to make a video of them. If I don't, I don't know. It seems like these are stuff I will never be able to try again. I think that's part of it. And a lot of times with my Sunday streams, I call them, Sunday sample night, but I don't want to do those casually. I don't want to just like sip on those during a Sunday stream without giving them some credit because I don't know how much they cost and I don't know if I'll try them again, especially the Old Carter stuff because I've heard good things about Old Carter, as I said. Hello. Welcome. The Bourbon Wrench is going live after me, which is about less than 30 minutes now. Good grief. Ah, 134.9 jackpot. Should be good. I mean, that was unexpected in there. I also have this one, which I brought up before. This one I got 2 years ago. It's called the 1983 Milton Duff Spaceside Single Malt. This is 31 years old. Ridiculous. Although I've never had a Milton Duff. It's a Spaceside, so I assume I'm going to like it. Bourbon time. Hey, cheers. Welcome. But this is the one I want to try in a video. This is one I couldn't find any information about, too. I think that was one of the major kind of drawbacks. And this was donated to me by a magnificent bastard. He actually has a medallion because he's gone to Wizard Academy and done that madness. And then, of course, these are something I certainly feel I should make a video of, but I feel bad because people aren't going to be able to try it very easily, if ever. It's kind of one of the things you're supposed to do with a Whiskey Tube channel is review stuff that's accessible to others. And a lot of the times I've gotten stuff where I'm just like, I will never try this again. But I want to share it with other people just because. Oh, my voice. I've clearly been talking for an hour and a half. Oh, why? This chair is so squeaky. Here are the two I'm really looking forward to. And I believe I've showed them on stream, or at least showed one of them on stream. We have Aquavite. Some of you may know that channel. How do I say this? Alcidere's Kilcairn's 16-year-old. Sounds good. And again, I don't know if I've ever had this. I'm pretty sure I haven't. I've never had a Kilcairn, as far as I know. And I got this one recently. This was for being a Patreon, because I am one. North Star Spica. 40 years old. This is probably one of the older whiskeys I've ever had, or will ever have. So I feel like this one also deserves a review, official review video. But again, I don't know what to expect out of any of these scotches. So that's a thing. But I am certainly looking forward to them. It gives me content to make. They're going to be wonderful. Nope. Milton Duff? Hold on. It just says 1983 Milton Duff Spaceside Single Malt. And it says it's 31 years old. 92 proof. So that's all I know about it, because that's all it's on the label. And I couldn't find anything about it. Like, again, it's a 31-year-old Spaceside, and I'm not surprised that I can't find any information about it. But I think that was only by looking up the app I use. Maybe if I search and dig a little deeper, see if I can find something about this Milton Duff. Maybe I'll find some tasting notes. I don't know. It's one of those ones where I feel inadequate. Like 31-year-old whiskey. What do you think? It's like, oh, it's a Spaceside. I like Spacesides. Kinda, usually. Oh, I'll probably get that musty note that I usually get from scotches. Do I have a favorite scotch? I have a number of scotches I enjoy. I don't think I have a favorite yet. I have stuff I used to default to. Like oftentimes, early on in my whiskey days, I would have a little Jack Daniel's Black. That was kind of a default. But that one was pretty sweet. So unsurprisingly, I tended to like that. I enjoy Highland Park 12. I finished off that bottle recently. Is gone. Let's see. What else do I have over here? The funny thing is I don't default to scotches much these days. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah. There we go. Open 14. I think it's Open 14. Is one I really like but really can't afford. And I often try to get that when I go out. Glorious stuff. So I either like the Highland stuff, or is it the Lowlands? Some Spacesides. I think I did a video or a stream recently where I was trying Glenmorangie. I sampled some of those. Those are pretty good. Not my favorites, but at least pretty good. But I would have to say Open 14 is one I really like, but that's also because I feel like it's one of the things I only get when I go out to like a restaurant or something, or, a place that has it. Is good, I like, but it's also very expensive. And I'm pretty sure I default into the slightly peated stuff rather than the highly peated stuff. I do have some of them back there. I have Lafroig, I have Ardbeg Ugdal. Ardbeg Ugdal is pretty good. But again, it's not a go-to. And oftentimes I'm kind of put off by the price. That's my big problem. Oh, my legs. That explains it. Duncan Taylor. Huh. I could ask about it. Like the person who donated it to me, I can still get in touch with them. I used to talk to them more when I was going to Connecticut and visiting Irene's place. That was fun. I know her liquor store is still there, but a couple problems these days. First, it's an hour away. Second, it's in a different state. And third, having whiskey samples at a liquor store aren't exactly as easy as it used to be. So there's that. And usually, even though she has a variety of wonderful stuff and also does barrel picks, they're expensive. Like her stuff is easily $50 to $60 to $70 for a barrel pick product. And she's done Garrison. She's done Barrel, Barre, Barrel, if you know what they are. Yeah, hold on. I didn't see that. No, I got that, man. Don't worry. The Milton Duff. Yeah. Yeah. Duncan Taylor, huh? I'll have to look into that. I might forget. I better put that up here now. Hold on. There we go. I typed in the words so I can look at that later. Otherwise, I'll forget. Answer the Scotch question. Open 14. Trying to keep track. Oh, it's so hard to. It gets harder and harder to figure out what's going on as you've been drinking more during a stream. I don't know how other people do it without help. Difficult. I'm trying to answer the Scotch question as best I can, and all I can say is open 14 at the moment. That's kind of the one I really like getting. And I think there was something else. There's another one that kind of I pair alongside open 14, but I cannot remember what it is right now. It's eluding me. And again, it's not a bottle I would have. Peter, I think she was saying that you had a question for me, which I answered. The Milton Duff. I think that's what you meant. I think it's hard to tell the text. Oh, it's not a noob question. I'm in Rhode Island. Most people don't know where that is. But it's a little area in New England. Very tiny. And I actually am one of the few people in America who can say I was officially born and raised on an island in Rhode Island. Because there's a big old place called Aquidneck Island. Connected by bridges, mind you. But it's one of the areas over here that's, part of Rhode Island, but also the island part of Rhode Island. There are a couple of them, actually. There's a few. Block Island is one of them. And there's a couple others. One of them you can only get to by boat. Block Island being one of those places. Lovely places, but haven't been able to visit anywhere in Rhode Island lately because, again, blah, stuff is happening. Things are awful. They're slowly getting better. So slowly. As I was saying earlier, I keep thinking about being able to visit Kentucky and also little things like going to Connecticut, visiting other liquor stores, having some stuff from Irene's store. If you don't know who that is, Irene Tan is, she was on a Whiskey Vault, Whiskey Tribe episode. And I'm going to pretend that I'm going to link it up there. But I'll also link into chat because I'm going to forget. Let's see, an hour and 43. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely forget that. And to link it up with the thing, do the thing. There we go. For those who want to watch it. The problem is the video that is from the Whiskey Tribe is officially very old because Irene, one, it was when she opened her store, like initially, and she's done quite a bit of work ever since then. And I believe the episode was about liquor stores in general. What pissed you off about liquor stores? Yeah, here we go. The top 8 things whiskey lovers hate about liquor stores and how to fix it. Catchy title. That's exactly the type of thing you're supposed to do when you're making YouTube content. Give it a catchy, clickbaity kind of title. There we go. Paste. There. If you want to check out the video, now you can. Yeah, there we go. Mom knows. Prudence, Hope, Quidnick, Hog, Goat. The islands of Rhode Island. Battle Hill, huh? Was it 46? I already forgot what I said. 92 proof. 46%. Yeah, that's right. Ugh. It's a lovely place. Like if you come to Rhode Island, I always say you should probably visit Newport just because of all the history there and all the neat places that you can go to. What else? Where else could you go? Bristol and Newport. Bristol, Rhode Island, Newport, Rhode Island. Those places have a lot of history and a very kind of old-timey feel. Like some of the buildings there have been there since the Revolutionary days. It's nuts. Hard to believe. There's even one cobblestone street in Newport. Still, if you really want that feeling of what a cobblestone road feels like in your car, go on into Newport and you can experience that for yourself. Ooh. And what is it? The White Horse Tavern? That's a pretty popular place, supposedly haunted. Luna Era. Hello. Yeah, I go for about 2 hours. I start at 6 p.m. my time. I'll be ending in about 15 minutes because I know Trev Wilson goes on at 8. And I don't want to step on his toes. He's got plenty of stuff going on. But also because I'm supposed to do some stuff with a friend of mine tonight at 8-ish. We'll see. This is what is this, if you're wondering, this is what the evening has brought. That much whiskey in a glass. Glorious. Oh, yes, Bristol, Rhode Island has the oldest 4th of July parade, supposedly. Woo! Sciencey videos are great. If you want science stuff, I would recommend SciShow. That's the YouTube thing on here, I think. I'll have to check. Woo! Bristol, Rhode Island. We copied the name from over there, I'm sure. I forgot what I was doing. Oh, yeah, SciShow. Ooh. Documented rye whiskey, 1608. Good God, really? What's funny is there aren't many distilleries that I know of in this area. Most of the ones that have popped up are newer. There's a couple I know of. There's one that I have this bottle of. I showed it before. This is a New England single malt. It's called Uprising, and this is from Sons of Liberty. Unsurprisingly, they went with that kind of logo because, Liberty in America and stuff. I've had this bottle for a very long time, and it's also one I should review at some point. But it's a single malt. And I'm not sure what the mash. I think the mash bill was a stout. I've read the back of this before. Where is it? Traditional stout mash bill with dehusked chocolate malt, roasted barley, Crystal 45, biscuit malt, and pale malt. So it's a mix of madness, to say the least. There's another one that I like. I remember I tried a sample of it. Newport Storm. And they have something called Sea Fog. And they have two of them. They have a rye and they have a peated one. I forget what they call it. But it was very nice. I liked it. But I think it's like $70 for one of the bottles. So I haven't tried it. Haven't got a bottle of it yet. That would be amazing. I mean, once we can actually do that kind of thing again. And Luna, if you're not sure, Cindy Claby is my mother. That's why she knows all these things about Rhode Island. Yeah, that would probably be right. Rhode Island is not a big state, so having anything like that would probably be very difficult. But there are a few. I know of at least those two offhand, and I know there's at least 2 or 3 more. There's probably a whole bunch in Massachusetts, to be honest. But I know there's a couple in Vermont, like what should be jigger? Whistle Pig is in Vermont. So there's stuff in the area, but as far as Rhode Island, it's kind of sketchy. And even right now, I wouldn't go to these places because, that's how the world is right now. And if you're watching this on the replay, or at least someone's watching this in the future when everyone's forgotten, the coronavirus is still very real in the United States. And it is only slowly going down at the very beginning of 2021 because of reasons. And we're just getting the vaccine out to people. So there's that wonderful bit of reality. Slowly and surely, things are hopefully improving. Someone likes Europe. And Luna, check out SciShow. They have 2,581 videos. If you ever want to go down that rabbit hole, there you go. Unless you have already, because yeah. Oh, yeah, those were the days when they had like portable stills because they had to go around traveling. But also, we have to remember what little I know of whiskey history is that whiskey was really sketchy back in the day. Rhode Island is tiny. Although I don't know how big Belgium or Luxembourg is, so I can. Hang on. My body lies over the ocean. That's a weird song to be stuck in my head right now. I can do, Luna. Here we go. That's for you. I got 9 minutes. I'm good. Oh, my legs hurt. It's sad that this is always the case. Whenever I start a stream, there's always like that hesitation where it's like, I have no idea if anyone's going to be there. Huh. Because so many other Whiskey Tube channels have, 10 to 50 to 100 people waiting. Well, 50-ish maybe. Waiting for them to start. I'm pretty sure Trev Wilson has people waiting right now. I can check. I'm that kind of weird. Yes, I think I can check. Yeah, Trev has 16 people waiting. But yeah, whenever I start a video or a stream like this, I'm just like, I hope someone shows up. And people do. And it always goes up as I progress. But then I feel bad when it's like 15 people in here and it's coming to the end. And we all have to say goodbye, at least until Sunday. Because again, I will be doing another live stream Sunday, 6 p.m. I have no idea what I'm actually going to do, but I usually do a video then to go on before it's Bourbon night because they show up at 8 o'clock as well. Glorious stuff. Lovely stuff to have. I like watching It's Bourbon night, if you couldn't tell. Maybe I'll be on their channel someday, or maybe they'll be on this channel someday. Who knows? We might be doing that thing in the future that other channels do, where we have guests. I don't know why I'm doing that with my hands. But that'll be fun. Hopefully we'll get some guests on this channel at some point. Or I'll be a guest on someone else's channel, We have to work at it to get more people to subscribe, to hopefully get the YouTube overlords to give us money, because that would be great. That would be some form of income, which I could use. As I said, don't have a job. But I enjoy doing this as any sort of thing. People want to do something where they feel motivation and they feel there's a community. They feel like there's something fun to be had, interesting information to be shared. Tonight, that is what we all did. We had lovely whiskey. Well, we had cheap whiskey, but it was lovely when you mixed it all together. Yeah, right? Old. I'm curious now. As I said, there was the place nearby did do a rye. I don't know if they've done anything from like an old recipe, but I'm curious about that now. I should look into Rhode Island distilleries and see if anything that they're doing is kind of like an old school recipe. I doubt it because there are so few. But we'll see. Lies and slander. This channel is madness. But thank you. Yes, I'm definitely glad you stopped by. It's late over there, isn't it? It's like midnight or 1 a.m. or something. It's madness. My mom tries to keep me out of trouble. Tries to. But then again, while we're all kind of locked in our apartments or houses or whatever, it's snowing right now still, I think. So there's that. Oh, let's raise a glass to those in Texas. Oh, my voice. Hopefully they will all be well and get through the madness that's going on there. Can't forget to talk about that. Cheers to them. Hopefully all will turn out for the better. It's pretty good. Gotta admit. Woo! When you're up late. But now I like it even more because I too am a night owl. I'll easily be up to 2 a.m. But my phone and my fitness app tell me at 2 a.m. that I should go to sleep. So I'm trying to do that. Doesn't always work because Sleeping issues are my thing. Mental health issues? Yeah, I got plenty. Sleeping problem? Sure. Forgetting to eat? Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Sometimes my mother does lead us into trouble. That is true. I might be over there, Cheech. My friend of mine are supposed to. Friend of mine has been working on a PC game that he's actually helped create. At least he works for the company that's created it. So I think I'm going to go over there. I think he texted me, so I'll find out more. But he's been working on a game, and they have a beta thing that's going on at 8:00. I might have Trev in the background, so at least I can kind of half pay attention, but I don't know how interactive I'm going to be. But we'll see. Will be glorious. I'm sure he's got plenty planned. I think he's got the extra large Friday flight. I worry about him. Sometimes I'm concerned he drinks too much. Sometimes I'm concerned he drinks too much. Yeah, this is not what I usually drink, and this will last me for a very long time. I still think I'm going to make an old-fashioned out of this, because it's going to take me a long time to sip on this. And I just want to make an old-fashioned, let's be clear. They're lovely. Uh-oh. Yes, Luna. That's another thing we have in common. I like riding my bicycle, but my bicycle currently is in my apartment with 2 flat tires. And I haven't ridden it in probably 2 years, but that's not by choice. That's because last year was kind of garbage and I wasn't doing anything. That is the plan. I will also say that to anyone else who's watching, there are at least 12 of you in here still. I will be doing some live streams at random in the future for just me playing games kind of stuff. I'll probably have whiskey occasionally. I might do it late night, might do it during the day. But I do play PC games. I have been playing PC games since PC games started to be a thing. And I know it's not exactly the Whiskey Tube content, but this is mostly a whiskey channel, but I also want to start doing other stuff on it because you need to make more content to get more views. That's how it works. And I can do that at least. Like, I'm playing the games anyway, so it certainly wouldn't hurt to have the company. And then you can see what else I do, like how horrible I am at PC games. I'm not that horrible. I'm not great, but I'm not horrible. And you can watch my face as it freaks out over what's going on. I do have a Twitch channel, but trying to get people to go from YouTube to Twitch is like pulling teeth. I don't want to do that, especially if I can figure out how to stream on here, which is not that difficult, as I learned a couple days ago, I think. Or was that yesterday? I think that might have been yesterday, actually. I went and did like an hour stream before Aquavita. Yes, Aquavita went live, and I was right there before that. Well, there you go. It is harder to do that. I just, again, I have mental health issues. I had problems drinking in the past. I still have to be careful with alcohol. So, yes, I don't like hate on anyone for drinking the way they want to drink, but I personally have to be very cautious about my intake because of just how unstable I can be, and I can get very angry. And we don't want to do that here. I've had problems in the past, so I don't do that anymore. At least I try not to. It can get away from me, especially if there are live streams going on. Oh my gosh, we're at the 2-hour mark. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. Again, I will be here live on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, tell people. You are the ones who make this channel grow. I can't do much except make content, but you are the ones who can, get other people interested. So until next time, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. Let's launch out.